Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one because, well, apparently me and my fellow content creators have been called out by Jgigs, and I decided, you know what, there's plenty of other fellow content creators, they reacted, so I guess I decided to do the same because he does make some good points. However, just in case I hear something that's not, maybe I overheard something wrong, we're gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna react properly by, bringing out the breaking news room. So let's play Jgigs' video, let's react together and give my stance on this whole situation, okay? So it might be a little bit of a longer one, it's 11 minutes, plus I'm gonna have my take, so, if you wanna stick around to see my opinion, please consider doing so. So let's get started.
Right, I'm officially doing it. I'm officially calling out all of my fellow content creators and the community in the most loving way that I can do it. I think it's officially time for us to take some sort of action here. So if you're watching this, I would appreciate it if you would go bug the other content creators about reacting to this video.
And yeah, I did have a few comments of people saying that, are you gonna do something about this? Are you gonna react? So that's the reason why I'm making this video, not just trying to be one of the cool kids. It's just, some people said, so I'm like, why not? Why not?
Or at the very least, watching it and sharing some thoughts. I know that a lot of them are probably similar to me in that they don't watch a lot of other raid videos. So this might not pop up for them. So I need you guys.
Yeah, that's the reality, because you know what? As a content creator, it kind of seems like, you might have all the time in the world, but it's actually not. I swear, ever since I went like full time with, I kind of started full time from the beginning, but I was slacking. But ever since I started pushing hard YouTube and Twitch, I have less and less time, and unfortunately, you don't have the time to watch every single YouTube video or Twitch stream of my fellow content creators. Even though I would love to, it's just there's not enough time in the world. So first one, I agree with him. It's there's not enough time in the day.
To go bug them about this a little bit. I'm calling y'all out. I think it's time for us to try to make some sort of a change.
Yeah.
This game is in such a bad state right now, and we've been gradually watching it get pulled further and further away from its potential over the last several years. Pretty much since the game came out. And that's tough. That's frustrating to watch because the game has such a good foundation.
Yep.
There's a lot in this game to enjoy, but Plarium almost refuses to let you enjoy it.
100%.
It's almost like they're trying to do the worst things they can come up with just to see if they can still make as much money as they're making.
I swear that's so true. It feels like this, at least in the last year, from my point of view. Like ever since Hydra was released, even though Hydra was released in a little bit more difficult way, they did some tweaks, but ever since then, I feel like every single thing that they have released has been bad, from my point of view at least. Like, it feels like everything was just a bad decision, just something to milk the players out as much as they can. Like, very little work put into it. Like, I don't know, that's just my opinion. But I feel like I said, ever since Hydra, everything's just been down. And it feels like they're doing it on purpose, I swear. It feels like they're doing it on purpose. Let's continue.
And they must be, because it's only getting worse every single day, it feels like, at this point lately.
Yep.
I don't think anybody needs to be convinced that this is terrible.
Oh, God. Don't get me started.
And it's one of many things that's terrible. But this is the freshest of them. This is a deliberate smack in the face.
Yeah.
And people are going to participate in it.
Okay, I don't know why it keeps lagging.
Because Plarium doesn't care what we say. There's been a pattern for years where Plarium does the thing that they do. All the content creators make videos about how bad it is. All of the comments echo the sentiment, and the community as a whole, at least the YouTube side of the community as a whole, kind of expresses, we don't like this, this is bad. But then we also turn right around from that and continue to give them money and continue to do the fusions and buy their passes and participate in the events and tournaments and do all of the things that we just talked about how much we hate.
This one's a little bit of, I'm somewhere in the middle. I kind of agree with him, but mostly I disagree because, Well, at the end of the day, from my point of view, if I say that a fusion is bad, I always try to be honest. You know, if I see somebody's good, like, I don't know, like we had the Uko fusion, the Python, Gnut, you know, those ones. If I see they're good, I always try to be honest. If I see that they're niche, I'm just going to say it. You know, I might not say, oh my God, this is bad. Or I did say some of them are bad. I might just say, okay, they might be good for progress, for progression. But I feel like this is a tricky thing. As a content creator, it's you kind of want to be relevant, and especially as a YouTuber, it's not as easy as it seems. You know, I've seen in the last 6 months my views have kept going down and down. That's why, like, you know, I branched out, and maybe most of you see me that I have a Dragonet channel that I'm playing a lot and I'm enjoying. But the thing is like this: if you don't make stuff that's relevant, that's, you know, just right there, what's happening in that moment, it's hard to get views. So even with those fusions, for example, I might be saying, you know, don't go for it, it's not worth it. But unfortunately, as a content creator, I kind of have to do it because people that will be going for that fusion, no matter what we say, will watch those videos afterwards. So I don't know, there's a fusion, then I make a video on that fusion showing him in high drop, people are gonna watch it. If it was like even Timid, one of the worst fusions in the world, I made a video doing a damage that's between him and Magnar, people watch it. That's the thing. We kind of have to make content on what is relevant, okay? We kind of have to make content on what's there and then. If I'm gonna try and make a video on, I don't know, how good is Brogdon? There was a fusion a year back. Or how good is Helicath? I'm not going to get as many views because it's not relevant. It's not too many people that have it. It's kind of like things being a news get more views, but not necessarily like new champs come out, because I'm not going to have success with that. There's people, bigger content creators that have success with that, such as Hell Hades, Scratch, you know, Ash, people like that. So for me, I always have to try and focus on doing guides. So that's why, like, you know, I guess in a way I'm kind of like strong-handed, so to speak, but maybe that's not the right word. But I kind of get what he says, but at the same time, I don't agree, because we kind of have to do it just for the sake of content. At least for, like me, I'm a full-time content creator, so I have to try and make whatever gets me the most views. And usually fusions and content with fusions is that thing. But yeah, let's continue.
So we say one thing, but then they have data and analytics and revenue that says another. And that's what they care about. They care about the money, number one. But they also care about having analytics that back up the decisions they're making. So if we embrace this mindset of, well, we've got to do it because it's all we've got, they're apparently never going to stop doing fusions, so I might as well just do all the fusions.
Yeah, but this is the weird thing, though. Like, I don't think they always do everything in that just, you know, is in the data. Because I would really want to see statistics showing how many of people from the player base, because, you know, there's millions playing out there from what they said, but then maybe there's like, I don't know, maximum 500,000 that watch YouTube, but maybe a lot less. And obviously, we're not going to be able to reach out to them as content creators. But I would want to see how many people actually engage with the Iron Twins, with the Sand Devil, and with the Shogun, okay? And the reason I'm saying that, let me just swap and let me see if I can show you with this scene. Shogun, as an example, I haven't even touched stage 25, okay? I didn't even get there. I don't care. They're so bad. So this is my way, as an example, of protesting, saying that this is bad, okay? Like, or I don't like it. I don't feel like it's that important, at least not in the current way, unless they would change something else. So, you know, it's another one. That's going to be a little bit different, and I'm not sure they always listen to their analytics, because, as an example, when Clan vs. Clan was released, if you guys remember, it sucked, everybody hated it, nobody did it, but the way that they did, the things that they did is they just put more into it to kind of like force us to engage with it. So it's like, you know, they're smart about that, but at the end of the day, I kind of, you know, I still don't go out of my way to blast everything just to win the Clan vs. Clan. However, take the free stuff out of it, and we're good to go. And, you know, I'm not going to spend for a Clan vs. Clan. I think I only did it once and never again. But yeah, let's continue.
Events are never going to get better, so I might as well just do what I have. That, coupled with the culture they've created where you're missing out. If you don't do everything, FOMO. If you miss this fusion, you could be missing out on the next Brogdon. If you don't do this event, you're not going to get all those legendary tomes at the bottom. You're missing out. If you don't pull your shards, you're missing out. How can you pass up on this? You've got a 25x chance to get blah, blah, blah. How could you pass up? They're always trying to make you be empty. They're always trying to make you feel like you're missing out and that you need to spend money to not be missing out. And that's got to stop. it doesn't have to be that way. There's plenty of other mobile games that are not like this, right? And again, the foundation here is great, and there's a lot of fun to be had in the game. But this Champion Pass is the most boring, lazy, uninspired Battle Pass I've ever seen in a game since Battle Passes have been a thing.
I agree.
And if enough people buy this, this is what they'll look like forever. There will be no reason for them to change it or try to make it better if enough people.
He's right. He's right. Like, if enough people buy it just because it's a one-off and you can only get it now, they're going to think like, oh, this is a success. Let's do it again. And, you know, this kind of, I guess, brings me to my point where, I don't know, this might just be the herd effect or whatnot, but I was saying earlier that I would have to do stuff like, you know, that's relevant. I would just have to do it because that's what's going to give me views. However, I guess my point of view, my reaction to this, to what Jgigs says, is going to be a little bit of something that, you know, I saw Hell Hades mentioned as well. I'm not going to buy it. I do not think I'm going to buy it because, well, that's going to be my way of protesting, so to speak. Because, you know what, I don't know, it's not the fact that giving in the raid economy $40 for a legendary is not bad. The problem is not that. The problem is, as he continues to say through this one, if I remember correctly, I'm going to scroll forward, but the fact is that it's basically a slap in the face that the rewards are so bad in there. Like, everything else they give for the paid version is so bad that they could have just put a legendary and nothing else. Like, nothing else matters from the bottom row because it's just so bad. So, you know, it's, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to buy it. Okay, I'm not going to buy the Xena. Don't care if I'm going to be missing out. I'm not going to get that hero because, I don't know. That's my way of protesting, and I don't think she's really worth it.
They don't care, and they don't have to care. And that's frustrating. And I think as a community, we can change that. I would love to see them. I would love to feel like they care about this game. I would love to feel like they care about the community. I would love to see anniversary events that are something more than the number of the year it is on the banners in the events tabs, but the same events and the same shit.
It's gotten so bad.
3rd year anniversary, we got cakes and 3s. 4th year anniversary, they dropped the cakes. We got 4s. They don't do anything interesting.
Yeah.
Anniversary events in mobile games are supposed to be a big deal.
That's true.
That's supposed to be the developer saying, thank you for getting us another year in an industry where it's very tough to rack up years. This is a very competitive industry. This is tough.
Yeah.
So when your players carry you another year, you're supposed to appreciate that. That's supposed to mean something. But they have such clear disdain for their player base. Like, they straight up have made it clear they don't even like us.
Yeah.
That they put a few 4s. And for the 5th anniversary, they'll throw a few 5s in, if that. Because, again, they downgraded from 3 to 4. So who knows what we're getting at the 5th year anniversary. But they don't like you. These other games, these other mobile games, some of them, it feels like they appreciate their players. And it's so noticeable. It's kind of the difference in how a small business feels about their customers versus how, like, Walmart feels about their customers. Like, they know that they're fine. They know they're getting your money, and they don't even really want to interact with you. They don't care what you think. They don't care what you think. They care how much money they make. They care what their data says. If we go into their wallets for a change, the game will get better, and I bet you it'll get better rapidly. I know that as the YouTube community, we're not the whole player base, and we're not even a majority of the player base, but
yeah, that's the problem. It's like, you know, as I mentioned earlier, they keep saying that there's like 2 or 3 million active players, and maybe the ones that watch YouTube are, maybe I went too far by saying 500,000, because if you look at somebody like Hell Hades or Ash, they maybe get up to 100,000 views per video, and most of them actually, you know, they share community. So same people that watch Hell Hades are gonna watch Ash, or the majority of them, they're gonna watch me. So maybe there's like 100,000 or so, maybe 200,000 max that actually watch YouTube. So that's a really low percentage. And, you know, even if we try to do something, I'm not sure if it is enough. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Like, I totally agree, and I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to Ivy. Maybe lots of you still remember Ivy. She quit Raid like 1 year ago. I was talking to her back then. I was like, you know what? When they do these bad things, I wish there was something I could do. I wish I could make a video and, you know, call out my fellow content creators to act. But the thing is, there's not too many. You know, I'm not that well known. I do interact with some people, and like I spoke a little bit more with people like Hell Hades and maybe like Scratch and YST, but still, I would not have like, if I would have made the same video that Jgigs made, I'm not sure that many content creators would have reacted, you know? So I did feel bad for a while, and this all started around a year ago. And, you know, I mean, a year already, or more than that. Ever since Ivy quit, I swear, ever since she quit, I felt like everything's kept going down and down and down, and she just pulled a lucky card because she got out at the right time. So that's the reality. But maybe us doing the videos right now, like Jgigs called us out, and, you know, see, like I said, there's lots of other fellow content creators that made a video on this. Maybe us making a fuss and talking about it could change something, because it really needs a change. The game really needs a change. It's going so bad. And I don't think their analytics show different. Like, I would be shocked if their analytics would say that, like, they're fine, they're going good. It's, you know, it's not a downward trend. I feel like it's a massive drop. Like, I feel in the last year, the player base has been halved, if not even more. Like, we lost a lot of content creators, let alone players. So, you know, I'm really curious to see what their analytics say, because right now I believe they say that they're in a massive problem, and I'm surprised by the things that they do, because they kind of do stuff that tells us we're fine, we're okay, you guys still give us the money. So it's like, yeah, part of the reason is engagement, like he said, about doing fusions, doing tournaments, whatnot. Also spenders, but, you know, you're not going to be able to stop spenders, because people actually spend a lot in the game. They want to still always be at the top, still compete. And if they quit for a bit, they're going to feel like they lose out and they will not be able to compete. So it's a tough one.
We're enough of the player base. If we weren't, they wouldn't engage with us at all. There wouldn't be a content creator program. They wouldn't do the things with the content creators that they do. They wouldn't bother. But there's enough of us here, right? There's enough of the whale population that's engaged with the YouTube community to make a difference. We can't dry their whole well up, but we can put a dent in their revenue. There's plenty of this game to play without rewarding their nonsense.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I swear, for the last year, the most fun that I've had in the game was when I did my free-to-play series with Hell Hades and the other people. That was the most fun I had in the game. So that tells you something. That tells you something that, you know, it's fun. You can play the game free-to-play. You don't need to spend. It's a good enough game. And the only reason why we get frustrated and we get angry is because of the monetization of it and the pay-to-win decisions that they make. That's what annoys us. If we were all completely free-to-play, I don't think we would get so worked up. I think people would be happy. But I'm gonna say something towards the end, because maybe not a lot of you know about me about spending. But let's get towards the end, because we got another 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna like wrap it up.
Continue to do Doom Tower, farm your dungeons, build your champions.
Yep, good stuff. That
again, there's plenty of dungeons in the game. There's plenty to do. I've been playing the game like this for a while in the Free to Succeed series. I have not done any fusions. I tried to do 1 or 2 early on, but like. I haven't done any fusions. I don't get too caught up in their summon events. If there's a good 10x or something or an extra legendary, I'll summon occasionally. I don't bother much with the events or tournaments. I have so much more fun playing this game the more disconnected I get from everything they're doing. I promise you there's fun to be had without participating in everything they're doing. And it's going to have to change, because it's so unfun. It's so unfun. And I'm just tired of watching them treat their players like shit and get away with it. So... again, I'm kind of officially calling my fellow content creators out. React to the video. Share your thoughts on the video. If you agree or disagree, fine. I'm interested in the discussion, but I do believe if we all came together as a community, we can make enough of an impact that they have to start treating this game a little differently. And I would love to see this game start working its way back toward its potential, rather than continuing to get aggressively yanked away from it. This game feels like it's getting worse by the day. And
it is.
While I enjoy logging on and having stuff to rant about and making the skits, and that's all fun for me, what would be more fun, I think, is to log in and have this game be good and feel like Plarium's actually trying to take it in a healthy direction and feel like Plarium cared about their players a little bit. And for there to be stuff in the game that I really wanted to genuinely get invested in. You know what I mean? I have enough fun playing it the way I play it. And again, it's fun for me to log in and find stupid shit that they do and rant about it. I get a kick out of that, and other people seem to get a kick out of that. But like, dude, can we try a little bit, Plarium? Can you try a little bit to do something good? Sometimes.
I think that's it, right?
Right? If there's a 2x is a good summon event to benefit from all of this bullshit. Stop rewarding. It's an example of one. There's
this one's funny. It's like they're selling us not even a whole summon. They're selling us a 1/6 of a summon. This is like, yeah, it's basically he just keeps going on about the fact that like he's right. I totally agree with him. The stuff that they do and the stuff that they sell, it just feels like more and more of a joke and more of a slap in the face day by day by day. And it's hard. It sucks because, you know what? It might be a weird way to look at it, but the way that I try to see it is, you know, Raid as the game itself. Like he said, he has a good base. It has a solid base. There's lots of fun stuff to do. There's lots of good things happening in there. And then there's Plarium, and that's when it comes to the decisions they make, the pay-to-win content that they implement, the way that they keep ramping up fusions, the way that they keep ramping up every single thing, more points, more cost, more pay-to-win. I totally agree with them. And you know what? My whole stance and my reaction to this whole thing is the fact that, you know, I agree with most of what he said. You know, very few things that I disagree because it's a bit complicated. It's hard to be able to make a massive impact or to you know, sort of like affect a lot of our player base to do what we do. But I guess it's worth a shot. Why not? You know, it's worth a shot. I'm curious how many of, like, you know, the my fellow content creators and how many of you, because at the end of the day, you as a player base have a massive impact. Because if just 10 people stop spending, it's not gonna matter, or whatever. If 10 people react, they're not gonna care. When we start talking about tens of thousands, well, that's when there's going to be a change. So just to wrap it up of his, just to wrap up the video, let me show you something. Let me move to my other scene and let me show you something. Because I said, you know what he asked for is actually something that I've been doing for over a year. I only slipped once, like somewhere in the middle of of this year. I think it was like April, May, where I bought some void shards and went crazy. But I've been completely free to play. Apart, like, you know, I cannot call myself free to play, I guess, but I've not spent on anything in the game apart from that one time on anything. I don't even get the daily gem pack, which is the best value in the game, you know, for their currency. What is it? I don't even know what it is anymore. I don't even get this, okay? And I don't even get, look at this, mini mix packs. I don't even get these. Like, it shows you that I've not spent in a while. And this is after I was somebody that spent, I think I spent around $5,000 on my account, so, you know, a big amount. And there's other people that did the same. Like, I know Chosen stopped spending a while back, Scratch stopped spending. So us as content creators, we already started doing that, okay? We already stopped spending overall because, well, I guess we don't need to because our accounts are fair enough. And at least me as a content creator, this is my way of protesting, okay, guys? So when I do not agree with the decision that a company makes, I just do not support it. And the first step was me not actually doing not spending anymore. If I would have still, like, you know, if they were doing good stuff, I would have still bought the Forge Pass. You know, there was some decent stuff in here. There's some good stuff. I'm not buying it. I might be losing out. I might be pushing back my account because of it, but it is what it is. I don't care. That's my way of protesting. Like Jgigs said, I can still play the game, enjoying every other stuff without giving them the money because at the end of the day, they don't deserve it. Honestly, they do not deserve a single dime, at least from my point of view, for the things that they have been doing in the last year. It's like, you know, there were so many bad things that they did, you know. I think it's like most of it started with the removal of the sacred shard from here. It's like they keep trying to strong arm us and force us into spending, you know, making things harder and harder, trying to compete, trying to even complete basic stuff such as fusions, which used to be so much easier like 2 years ago. You could skip like 2 or 3 events or tournaments and still get it. And then there's this one. Then there's this current fusion that basically you need to do every single thing if you want to get a mediocre legendary hero. So it's like, I don't know, it's a mess. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. What's your reaction? What are you guys doing in order for, you know, trying to see a change in this one? Because if 1 or 2 people do something, it's never going to happen. If more people react and actually, you know, have a stance about this, then yeah, maybe it's gonna happen. And, you know, it's it's sad. It's sad because I used to, you know, I still love the game, but I used to like completely adore it. It was the best thing ever. You know, it's I had my best memories, my progress as a content creator happened because of the game, but it's become worse and worse. Like in the past, I think like 2 years ago, I used to be one of the first ones that would always defend, like, you know, raid Plarium. I would always defend when they were doing something like, you know, a little bit bad. I would be like, you know what, guys, you have to understand, they're a business, they have to make money, fair enough, that's understandable. I would, you know, I would always have their back. Not anymore. I stopped that a year ago, and unfortunately, because of that, I've, you know, I'm a little bit more negative when it comes to the game, because I'm not going to just stand there and you know, watch them do their bullshit. Sorry for the language, but I'm not gonna stand there and do nothing. At least I'm gonna say something. You know, it might not change anything, but at least I'm gonna say something, because I don't like it that way. I don't want to feel like I'm always strong-armed by them to do something. I don't want to always feel like pressured. I don't want to always have the FOMO of like, oh, I'm missing out. And you know, it's yeah, it's definitely affecting the game, and I'm really sad to see this. And I'm gonna say this, like, you know, it's a bit sad, but if the next best thing that they're like, you know, teased us, that Cyrilla teased us in Ash's when she had the interview with Ash about the next best thing being bigger than Doom Tower, if that one flops, I might seriously consider stop playing the game. Because I'm not gonna lie, I cannot continue playing a game that, you know, one day I like it, the next 3 days I hate it. One day I like it, next 3 days I hate it. It's like, this has become a chore. I go in, I do my deals, and I close the game because I don't want to be in the game. Because it just annoys me seeing all the crap. Like he said, this one's is crap, the whatever is a crap, the fusion is a crap. Like, you know, there's so much more. Like, Plarium really need to get their shit up, and I don't think they realize this, okay? I've been playing some other games. There were some other games in the past, like Ace, like Infinite Magic Raid and whatnot. They never had real competition. I think this is their main problem. They never had real competition. They knew that always people would come back, because lots of people are stuck to the game because they invested money, and, you know, they don't want to lose out on their investment. But more and more people are quitting because, you know what? There's actual competition right now. There's actual games that are doing good. Like, two prime examples that are out right now is Watcher of Realms, which I'm playing, and is Dragonair, which is my main focus right now because I'm playing and I'm loving the game. And you know what? They're not perfect. No game is perfect out there, but they show more that they care about player base. They're not coming every single day, just another slap to the player base and another slap and another slap. This is what Plarium's doing. Plarium's basically slapping us every single day. Like, it's, I don't know, it feels like we're in an abusive relationship with Plarium, I'm not gonna lie. And it's weird, you know, it might be a little bit of a harsh one. I'm sorry if I triggered some people, but this is the harsh reality. This is the harsh reality that if we don't react, if we don't see something, if we don't do something, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And at the end of the day, we don't want to play a game that annoys us and gets us angry. A game is supposed to be something that brings us fun, brings us joy, makes us happy, you know, makes us relax at the end of the day. Not come in the game and be like, this shit fusion. They took away more rewards from the summon rush. They force us to do every single thing in order to get a mediocre fusion. They released a fiery path, which is an amazing concept, but a crap implementation. That's the thing. That's the reality. And I really hope they change. And you know what? Let me know in the comments below again, what are you guys doing from this point of view? Because like I said, I basically started doing something about this a year ago when I went completely free to play, like zero money spending on this game. That was me. That was my way of protesting against the stuff that I don't like and that I feel is bad. And that was the same thing with the dungeons like this. I do some of the stand devil from time to time, but mostly I don't do this. I even didn't do this for the first like massive amount of money. It's a bad dungeon, but because I don't spend, I fall behind. Okay, for example, if I don't spend, this is the only way, even though it's, oh my god, so bad. This needs to be double, if not triple, the rewards. But by not doing these, I fall behind on the fact that, like, again, see the FOMO of like, I fall behind. I'm not gonna be able to do well when it comes to stuff like this Hydra Clash. In order for me to be at my best, I need to have the best champions, I need to have the best awakenings and whatnot. And so much going on. They definitely need to do a change. But anyway, it's been a long enough video. I do apologize for this, guys, but I wanted to have a reaction to what Jgigs said, and I wanted to give you my stance. And again, tell you guys, for those of you that didn't know, that like I said, for over a year now, I have been completely free to play because this game does not deserve my money anymore. Okay, if I show you the other games, like a simple example, let's go to Watch of Realms. I just started playing it. It's getting my money every time. It's getting my money for the pass. That's a good pass, you know, gives us good stuff. It's getting my money for the other, like whatever I have. What are the other one? Let me see. The monthly cards is getting my money because they're good value. You know, they get decent stuff. Yes, it might be a lot more because they're small things. You don't see them. They ramp up to be more, but at least it's worth it in a sense of like, I don't feel like I'm being robbed, okay? When I want to buy something in Raid, I feel like I'm being robbed, okay? It's so bad. It's such bad value that it's not worth it. And that's my stance. So, Jgigs, you called me out. This is me. I have already been doing this for the last year. I've not spent on this. And you know what? I'm even like, yeah, I did mention my video yesterday. I'm skipping this fusion because it's crap. I'm not buying Xena, even though she's gonna be exclusive. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss out. I'm skipping this because it's crap. And again, I'm gonna continue being free to play and just try and enjoy the game with whatever I can on the side, just trying to ignore the pay to win stuff or continue calling them out on their bullshit. But anyway, 30 minutes. Oh my god, this is too much. Guys, thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.